Hey students, so this lab is called Is Climate Change Making Us Sick? And as with all of these science takeout labs, please make sure to read the safety instructions and make sure that you have everything in your kit that's needed. If anything is missing, please contact Science Takeout. This is a pretty safe lab in general. Just make sure to wash your hands and to not cross-contaminate, not to eat or drink while you're using it. Okay. So in this lab, as with all of these, you're going to get a bit of a case study, some background reading about a patient with an allergy asthma attack. Please make sure to read that so that you really have good information to answer these questions. So you're going to answer the first question, and it's pretty straightforward after reading that. But then you're going to get to the experimental portion of this lab. For the experimental portion, you are going to be using this allergen antibody test sheet, and this sheet actually is it's pre-saturated. It's dried right now, but it's pre-saturated with different things that will make your reaction happen. So make sure that you're not getting this wet with other things or spilling your drink on it. But here you have a clean test tube or pipette. And you also have some of Jay's blood plasma. You're going to open that up, and without touching the actual dots, so you're going to hang it in the air above the dots, again, so you don't cross-contaminate and get some of this existing chemical over here and then over here, because then you really can't read the results. So make sure to drop the drops as it says above the different test sheet. So you're going to read through this and finish that part and answer these questions that go with that. You'll be putting those testing supplies to the side and then moving over to page 3, which is part 2. In part 2, you're going to start making some different cool graphs, and you use these different pages that come with tree pollen. So the first one you're going to be doing is the tree pollen graph. So you're going to take this piece of paper, or I'm sorry, this clear sheet, and I underlined it in orange because tree pollen allergies, I just picked orange, and I'm going to use a whiteboard marker to mark on here. Then if I have any mistakes, it is erasable. So I'll show you what that looks like. It can be erased. So I'm going to take these pieces of information, like from 2014, and there were 75 patients with this allergy. Make sure you read this background information. But in 2014, I'm going to go up to 75, and I'm going to make a dot. Now I'm just going to make fake dots all over the place, and it says to connect them with a dot or like a dashed line. So I will connect those with a dashed line. Remember, this information that I just put here is totally fake, so don't copy what I put there. Then you're going to continue on doing a graph like this for the average minimum temperature and the average tree pollen count. I did the tree pollen because it had to do with trees in green, and I did the temperature in red like that. Save for the temperature, my dots ended up being like this, and after following it, it says on this, do it a solid line, so I'm going to follow the directions and have a solid line. Towards the end of this lab, you're going to take all these color overlays and lay them on top of each other. So let's make a fake green one really quickly. And if I made a fake green one, we'll say it's just like this. And that's totally fake. Don't copy me. And it says to do dots. Okay? In between. You're going to take these 3 and you're going to lay them on top of each other. And it's going to make a really pretty graph. Okay? And this really pretty graph will show any kind of correlations that you need to read. With that, you just need to answer the last questions there. I will point out that here for the minimum temperatures, this chart for 2017 with the minimum temperatures, this piece of information is missing. They want you to solve that using this, this data sheet from this calendar. The way that you're going to do that to find out the average minimum temperature for March 2017 is you're going to add up the total number of degrees from March. So 1 plus 0 is 1, plus 1 is 2, plus 0 is still 2, plus 0 is still 2, plus 1 more is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you're going to add this up for all of March. Then you're going to divide by the total number of days in March. That's how you find an average. You add up the total degrees and divide by the number of days. That will give you the average minimum temperature that you'll record there. So I'm going to make you solve that math. And then you are going to put all three graphs together really neatly. Mine are a little sideways right now. But you're going to do it really neatly. It's going to look really pretty. For extra credit, if you show me your setup, like your setup here in the beginning, if you take pictures of your graph and include it in there and let me see all of those, then, and, you know, maybe a selfie of you taking or completing this assignment, I will give you extra credit. But based on the three graphs, you are going to answer these questions and look for correlations, and you will be done. That's it, and good luck on this assignment.